Hello, let's do Wordle for July 29th. We are starting a brand new streak again. I lost yesterday because I didn't do a filler. Um, I'm going to go back to how I used to play. The way I like to play is I'm going to play hard mode style until I realize I'm going to end up guessing here. And then I'm going to think of a really nice filler and not lose because of randomly guessing just isn't fun, right? It might be fun to watch for some, but the vast majority of commenters did say that they liked the filler on 5 thing. So I will play the way I want to play, and I decided I didn't like what happened yesterday. So anyway, let's give this a spin. Um, ooh, it's gonna be pizzazz. So this is another reason. I start with stuff like pizzazz. I feel like that's enough of a handicap. All right. Suggested by Karina. So let's do it. Pizzazz. Is today the day of pizza? No, but we learned something important. Not only is there not one Z, not only is there not two Z's, there's not three Z's. We know we can avoid using Z up to 3 times. All right. As another AY word, should I just go right into it? Let's see. We want STNL. Something like, oh, we can't put A in the middle. So I'm thinking we want to end in E. Let's just do stale. I think that's perfect. Stare would also be great. But guessing E and R at the same time gets you right into the ER trap. I just said don't put A in the middle. Oh my gosh, that is silly. I'm going too fast. All right. Well, it could be an AER word. We can try to anticipate that by not guessing the R yet. So if it was an AER word, now I'm not saying it has to be, but that's the concern, right? If it's not an AER word, then probably we're not going to lose anyway. So what we want to do is we want to tailor a guess towards that AER trap. So really, let's see, what are some really common letters in the AER trap? You want to know whether the R repeats in the first or third spot. That's something you'd want to know about. So we could use an R if it was like first or third. That would be a good place to put it. If we do use it. There's stuff like GER. There's Rager. Is there anything other than Rager? Cager. I don't know if Cager would be a word, but guessing something like caged might not be horrible. There's stuff like Baker. Is there another? Are there a lot of AKER words? Raker. See, I think we should start with R. So why don't we think of a word that starts with R? We have to use the A and the E, but we could swap them. But I don't know if that's going to be helpful. But we could do. We can't. Let's not put A in the middle again. Yeah. So let's start with R. Let's do the A and the E here just to see if it is that. We could do raged. We could do raced. We could do racy. Is that? I don't know if that's spelled right, but if it is, it might be a decent guess. I don't know if the Y is helpful all that much for the AER trap, though. I mean, you can do AYER, but payer is the only one I can think of, and there's no P. Getting rid of the P is actually very helpful. What about like the N or the M? Stuff like tamer, but there's no T. All right, so gamer. I kind of like. I kind of like getting the K, but we could do raked. I know it's not going to be the answer. I could do raker just to see if it's the double R. I could do racy. I want that K. Do I want the K? Baker. All right. Yeah, I don't think there's like a perfect guess here. Rager. Okay. I don't have to do R first, but I feel like there's a lot that start with R. Raw. All right, we're gonna go with raked and see what that gets us. All right, it's not AER anyway. Okay. I'm thinking about swapping the E and the A. I'm also thinking about doing like EA here. Something like CH or WH. What would we end in? Nothing. Like CHEA, I think cheat is the only one that does that, right? WHEA, like wheat. What else could I do? I could start with another vowel. Another option is to start with A and put like the E in the middle. Amend. There's no D. Avenge. Too many letters. Okay, the other option is to switch the E and A. It just didn't look very good. Cedar does that, but there's no D or R. I'm media. No, there's no D. I could end in A. I could even end in IA. But media is the only one I can see that does that. Okay, what are we doing here? Mecca? Mecca would be an interesting word. I don't think I'm in danger of losing, am I? Let's guess Mecca. Ooh, there's an M. It does end in A. So we either start with E or E's in the middle. Is there like an EMA word? Edema? Isn't that like swelling? I don't know if that's spelled right though. Also, we wouldn't be able to guess it because there's no D. But would the M go here? Would we do like M and then end in A? Repeat the E? Or we could put the E here. What is this word? All right, E here, A here. Where's the M go? Emma. Just doesn't look good, does it? Lemma is a word, but definitely not that. And also, yeah, it would be lemma. I got to be really careful typing out words as demonstrations so that it can't be, because if I accidentally press enter, then I look it in. So what about like an EM style, or even just like the M later on, like a IMA, enema, enoma. I don't have very many vowels accounted for. That's not how you spell eczema. I'm almost certain. Oh, N. Enema? Enema. Like they clear out your buttle. No. Enema. No. All right, well, I'm down to my last guess. I don't think I'm going to lose. I think I just have to figure out what the word is. So we know the E is placed. We know the M is there. We know there's not two E's. What we don't know is maybe there could be another A at the start. So that's something we should consider, especially with what's left. AME something A? Amiga? It's not a brand name. I don't think that's how you spell amoeba, is it? What about like im? These words have been hard recently. Omega. It's got to be omega. The Greek letter, omega. Yes. Okay, good. Curious if there are other options. We'll find out. Ha! Streak of 1. I multiplied my streak by infinity. All right. Let's see. Wow. That came down to the wire, but like I said, I wasn't worried about losing if it wasn't the AER trap. Just, sometimes it's hard to think of the word. Let's see what the bot has to say. All right. So, I mean, starting pizzazz did not give me a whole lot. Weird. It's already concerned. So I did stale, which it's not going to suggest because A can't go in the middle. But let's see how that helped. Okay, now it's not saying we're not going to lose. Raked is what I did. So there's 56 words left, but it's suggesting stuff like amber, macer, bread. Bread is fun. Acred, bared, debar. Interesting. So it is getting that ER, but not always at the end. But the top two do put ER at the end. I did raked, which is not in the list. Raged is in the list, so I guess I didn't prioritize the right letters. We're down to 7 words after raked. We've got began, enema, hyena, mecca, ocean, omega, and vegan. I thought of a lot of those, to be honest, eventually. I did mecca, which It's saying don't do mecha. Oh, yeah, so that was a poor decision. But from mecha, we were down to enema or omega. Oh, amoeba would have been accepted, but I'm pretty sure that's an alternate spelling at best, if that's even what it still means, because amoeba is not spelled. It's got like an O in it somewhere, right? And then voma. So I just picked the wrong one. I picked enema, and then from there, it was either omega or amoeba, spelled this way. Let me check what that would even mean. Define amoeba. So yeah, it immediately just brought up amoeba spelled with the O, A-M-O-E-B-A, but it does say there's an alternate spelling without the O. So I don't know that they'd ever make an alternate spelling like that an answer, so I don't think I should have been too worried about it being amoeba. But it would have accepted it. So had I not thought of omega, I might have guessed amoeba, like tricked myself into guessing it and lost. All right. Not my greatest solve, but I did start with pizzazz. But I made a mistake with stale, which is probably a beneficial mistake, to be honest. Raked wasn't amazing. Mecha wasn't amazing. But then it did narrow it down, and I found the two other words. All right. Let's see what its solve would have been from pizzazz. It's going to go table. The answer was omega. So we get that. Amends. Interesting. More than one amen. Crazy. Now it's only omega. So it gets omega and 4. That's crazy. Amends is quite the word. From Saleh, I bet it does better. Let's see. Omega just has the E. It's going to go drone. Omega still just has the O and the E. Oh, did I mess up? Oh, yes, I need the A. Shoot. Okay. Beard. I always forget when it's E and A, it goes beard. I should remember that. Omega has the EA. Wow, it's saying omega is a good guess here. 7 words left. Guess omega, hyena, or enema. So it could end the same way that I did. That would be a fun way to end this here. All right, so it gets it in 3 or 4. More likely 4 than 3. All right, cool. Well, that is Wordle. If you'd like to watch the New York Times games, then you just got to click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.